welcome back to Funny Pear for part 2. Bonus episode where two pears in a pod may not be in the same orchard, but we're always ripe for a chat. And boy, do we have a lot to chat about because we couldn't fit it into one episode. So we had to do a bonus episode. This is Madeleine, by the way. Hello.
Hello, I'm Briahna. We're so excited to be here. Thank you for bestowing us with your presence.
Yes, I know.
Thank you. Thank you. It's good to be here, but happy whatever day you're listening.
Yep. We just had too much to talk about in our last episode, and we thought, we can't make a podcast episode 4 hours long, can we? Probably not. So.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Our exponential growth chart was off the charts.
It was it broke the chart.
It broke the chart. Like we just had to make a second part.
Yep. Just for you guys, because we made promises. And we intend to keep those promises. So we're not going to say we're going to talk about something and then not talk about it. So I know we left y'all hanging, but only for a couple days.
Just a little cliffhanger. Just a little.
Just a touch. Just to get y'all antsy. Anticipation's the best part. My dad always said that.
That's true. That's very true. This is Briahna coming at you with a fourth wall break. This is just a little announcement for everybody. Our next episode, episode 11, we are changing around our calendars a little bit. So we are officially going to be changing our release day. So instead of Monday following this episode, it will be Wednesdays. So stay tuned for episodes every Wednesday, as that will be our new release day. So episode 11 will be airing or going live on May 7th. So mark your calendars. We're going to have a few days delay, but no big deal. After that, every single Wednesday, you can expect to listen to your favorite hosts on Funny Pear. So Wednesdays, episode 11 will be coming out on May 7th. Mark your calendars, and we'll talk to y'all then and every Wednesday following. Now back to the episode. So last episode, if you haven't listened, go listen.
Yes.
Okay. There's a lot that happened. There's a lot that was talked about.
Because we had
I can't even remember everything
tangents
that we talked about. So it's a lot.
In 2 hours. Because we were actually together.
Mm-hmm. And when we're together, exponential growth. We already talked about this, okay? When we're together, we just can't stop. So anyway, last episode, we went into some facts that the other person might not know about us, okay? So we talked a little bit about that. And then we did a deep dive into our search histories, which was so much fun. Go listen to that. It's hilarious. So what we didn't get to in last episode was we were going to do the little trend thing that's on like Instagram or whatever, where we create a book. So you pause the video as it's playing or whatever, and it gives you like what your main character is, what your male main character is, what your trope is, all this kind of stuff, whatever.
If you have powers or something, or like where the setting is, so you create your own story.
Yes. So that's what we're going to do. And then I have been reading ACOWAR, okay? A Court of Wings and Ruin.
I'm so excited.
And yes, I'm freaking out. And I recorded quite a bit of audio for Madeleine to listen to. So,
which I have not heard a single second of, and I'm on the edge of my seat.
And I have not told her a single bit of anything. So we're just going to see what happens. So
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited too. Okay. That being said, we will definitely give you guys a forewarning, spoiler warning, all of that kind of stuff when we get to talking about the book. So if you have not read the book, stay tuned, listen to what we have to say, and then we will let you know when to click off of this video.
Yes. And then you go read A Court of Thorns and Roses, A Court of Mist and Fury, and A Court of Wings and Ruin. Then come back and listen to the rest. Listen to the rest.
Yes.
That's your homework. So if you don't want spoilers, pause, go read, 3,000 pages and come back. Then we can discuss. It's not 3,000.
It would be like 1,500, I think.
Would
to get to where I'm left off on the book.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Maybe 2,000 at most, but.
Right. The second book's
the first book is what,
pages.
400 to 500. Second book's about the same or a little more.
First book is like closer to 350 to 400. It's pretty small.
Okay, it's smaller. Okay.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've held
all
that one in my hands. So
read 1,500 pages and then come back.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit of light reading.
Yeah.
Easy. Knock it out in a weekend.
There you go. Period. Okay.
I have.
Yeah, I know. Listen, that's something about me. I am a slow reader. You know what? Let me tell you something.
She's a snail.
Okay, literally though, you know how in school you have to take your ACT, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when you take your ACT, there's multiple different sections of the test and whatever. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
One of those sections is reading. I always failed that section. I'm saying like you can score 36 on a section. I would always score like a 16 on my reading section. Oh. And that's not an exaggeration. I would be getting like 24 plus on every other section. Mm-hmm. But the reading I was getting 16s. I think the highest I ever scored in it was an 18. But it's because I can't read fast. And then on top of that, I am bad at reading comprehension because of my Dory brain. Right. And so I'm like trying to read, and then I have to go and answer questions about what I just read. And I'm like, I don't even remember what I just read. So I have to go back and whatever. So I end up getting through one of the 6 passages in 30 minutes that they give you to do this. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway. So don't come for me. I'm a slow reader.
I'm not coming for you. I'm just...
No, I know. I'm just saying in general, you is a generalized term here. Don't come for me. I'm a slow reader, but I love what I read. And, I read slow because it helps me understand what I'm reading. Okay? Good. Helps me break it down, whatever. Okay.
Good. I probably shouldn't have read 3 books in 4 days because everything ran together. And I couldn't remember a lot of it because I was just...
Is it ACOTAR that you read 3 books in 4 days?
No, it's the Spark of the Everflame series. Mm-hmm. It was before I went back to work. It was during Christmas break. Mm-hmm. And it was like between January 1st, January 4th, I read 3 books.
Right.
And they were about that size. Like it was like 300 pages for the first one, but then it was about 500 for the second one, and then it was like 600 for the third one. And Tyler was like, "Yeah, you just read like for hours. Like you wouldn't eat. Like I'd be up late at night, wasn't sleeping, just glued to my Kindle."
Yeah. Wow.
Yep. Which Grace started that series, by the way, and I was so excited. Did. Yeah.
Has she said anything about it? Like, does she like it or anything like that?
Yeah, she likes it. She gave me a couple updates today, and I was like, she like said, I think this about this person. And I was like, don't look at my face. I'm going to tell you the answer in my face. Don't look at me when you ask me, when you tell me your theories, because I don't have a poker face. Mm-hmm. So if you say, I think Darth Vader is Luke's father, I'm going to go,
I think you're wrong.
That can't be right. What an interesting theory.
Yeah. Darth Vader doesn't even mean father. What are you talking about?
Right? Vader means cousin. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I think Harry Potter is the Horcrux. Nope. He's not. Where'd you get that idea, stupid? So yeah, when you go through your theories, I'm going to have to be like this.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I don't know if I really have any theories. We'll just see where it goes.
You've got something. I know you do.
I mean, I've got some ideas, but I don't know that any of it's right. Because never mind. We'll talk about it later. No spoilers. Okay. We're good.
Sorry.
Okay.
All right.
So, first things first, we need to do our creating our stories. So, we have not yet decided on a final video that we're going to reference for this, but which video, Madeleine, do you think we should use?
Oh, is it saved in our podcast thing on Instagram?
No, it's in our reel. It's in our chat, so we'll have to scroll back.
Oh, stop! Did you go see that movie?
Steve's Lava Chicken. No.
Oh, okay. I feel like I remember you saying you might go see it.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't actually seen it, though.
When did we go through these? Oh my gosh.
I found them.
Oh, golly. It was just last Wednesday. We sent each other a lot of stuff. Good Lord.
Oh, geez. Okay.
I'm going to make a note.
All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to make little notes to ourselves. We're going to go through and pick our, like, what we got, and then we'll report back to you guys with what we got and our stories.
Yes.
So stay tuned.
So,
okay, guys. I hope you like
that
that little
deliberation. Woo, for y'all, it was just a second. For us, it was like 20, 30 minutes because...
Yeah, it was a minute.
It was a lot, but so sorry about that. But yes, so we have gone through... Do we want to just tell our stories? Just as they are? Or do you want to give the tropes and give the genres and things and then go into the story? I kind of want to just tell the story.
I think I just want to tell the story, and then we'll wrap up with what we were given, and that'll kind of whatever. Okay.
Ooh. Okay, you go first.
Me go first? Okay.
Yeah.
So here's the story.
Story time. Settle in.
Settle in. Get yourself a nice cup of joe. Maybe some popcorn. Get ready.
I'm ready.
All right. Here's the story that Instagram gave me themes, and this is the story that has been created off of those themes. Okay. We met in the kind of place no one goes unless they're running from something or chasing something worse. A crumbling Victorian house at the edge of nowhere, steeped in stories of vanishing children and weeping walls. I was chasing time, as always, a time weaver, born to slip through moments like threads, to stitch them into truths, undo what shouldn't have been, and preserve what must be. I never stayed in one timeline too long. Time didn't let me get attached, but that night, I didn't expect him. Elijah Cross, paranormal investigator, all trench coat and sharp eyes, with a voice that made ghosts go quiet. His presence filled the room like protection itself. He didn't flinch when I stepped out of the crack between then and now, barefoot, breathless, time bleeding from my palms. He just said, "You don't look like a ghost, but you're not from here, are you?" I was used to disbelief, fear, people either running from me or chasing what they thought I could do for them. But he offered me coffee, not questions. I stayed longer than I meant to, long enough to realize he wasn't just anchored, he was my anchor. I don't know where else to go, I told him once, shivering in a motel parking lot after a timeline collapse left me with burns in my memory. He didn't say a word, just handed me his coat and drove until the pain faded into miles. Elijah became the one place I could always return to, no matter the year, the danger, the cost. He knew I didn't live in a straight line, but he never asked me to. Instead, he carved out a place for me in the present. He kissed me like time didn't exist, like I wasn't always one step from disappearing. We hunted ghosts and ruptures side by side, him armed with salt rounds and bravado, me with threads of reality looping through my fingers. But the deeper we dug into the rift beneath the house, the source of the time fractures and the spiritual unrest, the clearer it became. Something was wrong. A thing older than the house, older than time, had nested there. It fed on memory, and worse, on possibility. It had taken others before, but with me, it saw something new, an eternal loop. I could unmake death. I could keep its hunger fed forever. So it made me choose. It pulled Elijah into a frozen moment, locking him outside of time, a single heartbeat stretching endlessly, echoing back through every year I'd ever touched. To save him, I would have had to unravel the threads of time entirely, to collapse the past and the future into a moment so raw and unstable it would destroy not just that place, but all of them. Every timeline I had ever walked, everyone I had ever saved, and he knew it. Somehow, even inside the fold, he knew what the cost would be if I tried. So he did the only thing he could. He broke the moment from the inside, shattered the loop himself, knowing full well it would kill him. When I arrived, time was holding its breath. Elijah lay in dust, lips parted like he still wanted to speak. His voice recorder was still running, static and silence, until, softly, it caught his final words. Tell her I'd do it again. Every time. Even if she never stops running. Now, he lives in every version of me. Every thread I weave. Every timeline I mend. He is the ghost in my heart and the name I whisper into the past. Elijah Cross died to save time itself. And I, the time weaver, will carry him through every second that remains.
I'm literally crying. Oh my God.
Oh, I would read that story, girl. Oh, wow.
Wow. Oh my God, I got chills. Oh my God.
Oh.
That is so good.
Oh.
Dude. That's literally... I have no words. I would so read that story.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh my God.
Elijah really came out of left field. Wow. What a guy.
Yours was so much better than mine that I am having mine do a do-over. Because I want mine to be really good too. And mine was like, I was like, she's fine. And then you come in with this beautiful, oh my God.
Okay, well, let me tell you my things that the Instagram video gave me. Okay. Yes. So it gave me genre or theme, which was crime mystery. I was, or like it said you are, whatever, a time weaver. The love interest, the guy, was a paranormal investigator. Mm-hmm. The tropes was protective hero. Where we first met was in a haunted house, which was the Victorian whatever thing in the story. Yeah. Microtrope was I had nowhere else to go, or I didn't know where else to go. And then the ending was he died in the end. So that's what I was given from the Instagram video. And then that story was made off of that. So
give me just a second. I need to spice mine up a little bit. Hold on.
I really love doing this. Like, just while you're working on that, I mean, I think we've already said it, but every single time those videos come up on Instagram, I always have to make the story. And like, I will go through and draw it up, write it up, however it ends up happening, whatever, which this time's a little different. But anyway, so I just love doing that. Maybe it's like the book reader in us, you know, like we just love coming up with stories and whatnot. I don't know that I could ever be an author personally. I don't think I have it in me, but I love the idea of like reading new stories or coming up with new stories or whatever, you know?
Yeah. Literally last night, dude, this is all right. Last night, Tyler and I started playing the game Split Fiction. I don't know if you've seen stuff about it, but it's about two girls that are authors and y'all just need to look it up. It's crazy. But I was like, it sparked like that little piece in my brain that was like, yeah, it's a video game.
Is it the one where it's like they're side by side and this one's seeing one thing and this one's seeing a different one? Or a different thing?
You go in between two different worlds. So it's two authors. One of them writes science fiction and one writes fantasy. Okay. And they get sucked into their worlds, but they have to switch. They like switch worlds through a glitch. Oh, I'm so sorry. They like switch worlds.
I have seen things about that.
And they have to like get out of the simulation.
That is
It's so cool. Okay. So fun. But it sparked that little like, ooh, they're like writing stuff, whatever. And I went to my Pinterest and I scrolled and I had this board on my Pinterest of like book writing stuff because I had plans to write a book and stuff. And that's been re-sparked because of this game. So now I'm like, oh, I could do it. No, that's dumb. Yeah. But I could. So.
Elijah Cross, what a guy.
I know, I'm thinking about him. I'm like, wow. My guy is nowhere near as good as that. Oh, okay. I'm reading mine. I'm like, wow. Okay. I haven't read this all the way through, so if it's garbage, I apologize.
I'm ready.
Are you ready? All right. Let me get a sip of water. Settle in for story time. The cliffs of the Weeping Vale were always shrouded in stormlight. No birds sang there. No beasts dared step too close. For centuries, the vale had been left untouched, save for a crumbling manor that appeared on no map and belonged to no bloodline. It was older than kingdoms, older even than the gods who once roamed the skies. Locals called it Hollowmere. It was a place of vanishing, a house where people entered and never returned. It called to Queen Madeleine like a whisper in her bones. Crowned in shadows and born of wild magic, Madeleine had ruled Virith Hollow since the day her mother was burned alive in the square. She had rebuilt her kingdom from ash and bone, from old ways and forbidden spells. But power came with a price, and her court whispered of a curse in her blood, a darkness that would one day consume her. So one day the stars shifted, and she felt the runes in her book begin to speak. She followed its call to Hollowmere. She went alone, her magic veiled, her soul uneasy. It wasn't just the manor that stirred something inside her, it was what waited within. He arrived just after dusk. Rain battered the stone walls as the wind howled through broken shutters. She heard the front door creak open, and there he stood, half drowned, bleeding from the shoulder, with eyes like smoke and silver. He gave her a name, Darian. An obvious lie. A traveler, he said, a scholar of ruins, but there was steel beneath his voice, precision in the way he moved. She'd faced assassins before. He wasn't here by accident. Still, Hollowmere didn't let him leave. The manor sealed its doors, the locks melting like wax. Every room withered into decay, except one. A chamber on the 3rd floor, lit by a fireplace that never died. In stood a bed, still warm, as if someone had just left. There was no choice. They had to stay. At first it was silence. Madeleine read in the window seat while Darian cleaned his wounds. They spoke in clipped phrases, ate in solitude, slept with miles of space between them, even on the same bed. Ooh. But the house creaked and shifted in ways that made sleep impossible. Portraits whispered and shadows watched. And dreams came, dreams of another life. In her sleep, Madeleine saw him, Darian, or someone who wore his face, kneeling in a field of ash, blood on his hands, whispering her name like a prayer. In his, she was a girl on fire, rising from a pyre, eyes full of stars. They never spoke of the dreams, but every morning they woke tangled in each other, breathless and shaken.
Oh my gosh.
Hollowmere fed on secrets. It warped when they lied. Doors disappeared. Walls wept. Once, when Darian denied having combat training, the floor vanished beneath his feet and nearly took him into the abyss. Madeleine saved him with a spell that cost her a week's strength. In the silence that followed, he asked her how long she had known. From the moment you looked me in the eye and you didn't flinch, she said. And still she didn't send him away. He confessed slowly. He wasn't just an assassin. He had been enchanted before he came. A spell buried in his flesh, hidden beneath runes only the crown's blood mages knew. He'd been sent not to kill her, but to enslave her. Her magic, they believed, was the final key to eternal sovereignty. The spell would bind her power to the royal family. But Hollowmere had interfered. It twisted the spell, corrupted it, or maybe revealed what had always been buried deeper. Because Darian had never wanted to complete the mission. From the first moment he saw her, crowned in moonlight, wild and unbending, he'd felt something unspoken, a pull, a thread. He tried to resist it, tried to finish the mission before it unraveled him. But the longer he stayed, the more he knew he hadn't been sent to destroy her. He'd been sent to her. Destiny. That was what the house had shown him. Their dreams weren't false, they were memories. They had lived before, in other lifetimes, in other wars, always on opposite sides, always doomed to meet, to fight, and to fall. Lovers, enemies, again and again. But this time the house gave them a choice. When Madeleine saw the runes on his back, glowing, fracturing, fading, she realized the curse wasn't on her bloodline. It was on theirs, a loop, a cruel story written into their souls. But she was able to break it. She took his hand and spoke his name, not the one he gave her, but the one hidden in the depths of the spell. She whispered her own in return, a name no one had heard in decades, and Hollowmere wept. Its walls cracked, windows shattered, and the fire roared, and the house released them. They walked out at dawn, hand in hand, the cliffs glowing golden behind them. No longer a queen and a spy, no longer weapons of fate, but something new, something whole. They returned to Virith Hollow not as a ruler and a traitor, but as soul-bound equals. She made him her consort, and he became her shield. And together they rebuilt not just a kingdom, but a legacy free of curses and blood oaths. They lived, not cursed, not haunted, but finally happily ever after.
Aw, that's
Aw.
so cute.
It's cute. Yours
I
was
love
better.
that.
Yours was
You had
better.
a whole world building thing though. I didn't have any of that.
I guess, yeah. I guess mine did have that.
Wow.
So I'm trying to follow it. So yeah, my tropes were that it was a romance, of course. I was a witch queen.
Okay.
And he was an undercover spy. Our trope was that we were destined to meet. We met in a haunted house.
So that lined up.
But ours kept us there. Our micro trope was that there was only one bed and we lived happily ever after.
Cute.
So yeah, he was like cursed with some ancient blood magic to kill me and to enslave my magic. And this house kept us trapped in here, and it only, like, it fed on truths and broke when lies were told. And so we ended up having to tell each other about our truest selves in order to get free. And then once we started, I don't know. I guess that's what it came up with. That's kind of a
cool concept, though. Yeah.
It's kind of fun. There are tweaks I'd make, but...
That's fun. Wow.
Yeah.
We're just little authors out here.
Yours was really good, though.
No, I loved it. Good job. That was so good.
Oh, wait. Wait. I just read through a different version that it gave me with more dialogue. It says, "You don't fear me," she said one night, curled near the hearth, shadows dancing across her bare feet. "I think I was made to find you," he murmured, "even if I didn't know it." And then later it says, he wasn't sent to kill her, he was sent to bind her. Like it said, like the spell in his skin. Then it says, "I was made to destroy you," he said, kneeling in the dust, "but I'd burn every kingdom before I ever hurt you."
Oh my god.
Marin stood over him, power trembling in her veins. Then she touched his face gently, like she was rewriting history. "Then stay," she whispered, "not as a weapon, but as mine."
Oh my god, that's so cute. Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
My god.
Okay, Darian or whatever your name is. Okay.
Whatever the heck. My gosh. Where was that dialogue? That was good.
Wow. Okay. Well, I think it is that time.
Are we transitioning?
I think we are transitioning. This is your official warning that everything from this point on will include spoilers of A Court of Wings and Ruin and possibly the previous ACOTAR books as well. So, yes. Just so you're knowing.
Red alert. We have officially entered the spoiler section.
So click off now, pause it, go read, come back, whatever. But you're about to receive spoilers. Full warning.
Yes, you can either leave this episode right here, or if you want to fast forward to our end little bloopers and our outro, just fast forward via our podcast chapters, and you can skip the ACOTAR talk, our fan chat.
It will be clearly written, so just...
Yep. End of spoiler section. But right now, we're diving deep.
We're diving deep. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. I have to compose myself. I'm freaking out. Okay. So let me play this, and you just tell me if you can or can't hear this.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Briahna. This is me with, oh gosh, I don't know, 700, 184, probably, what is that, 650 pages, 550 pages, however many it is. Anyway, I'm on chapter 18, page 184, and we're gonna see what happens. But this is me before I've read anything. So, I've got my ambiance music playing. We're just gonna see what happens.
Okay.
Okay. So that's obviously me before I started reading. Okay.
She's composed.
Okay, girl. I'm on page 220 now. Okay. And, oh my god. I love Reese. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I love Reese with a passion. They are at the library, so you know what that means, you know. But yeah, so Feyre trained with Cassian. She's training to fly with Azriel, and now they're in the library. And Reese just talked about how it's a place for the priestesses to come who have been hurt in the past and whatever. Like, it's their sanctuary, which is just so cute and so sweet. And how now it's a place for her. Oh my God, so cute. Love them. And then he did a little naughty. And anyway, there was some tension, let's just say. So so that's where we're at. And I just had to say that I love Reese. And that's where I'm at right now. So, page 220. Let's just keep going.
I love that I can hear your ambiance music in the back. It's like Girl, the library.
Girl, that library scene though. Oh my gosh. Now let me just say, okay, because prefacing this, if y'all remember from a previous episode, I was kind of pissed off at how this story was going. Like, I was mad, I was pissed off, whatever. Well, this library scene is like one of the first ones that feels like it's back in their relationship. You know what I mean? Like, none of the talking down the bond, none of any of that felt like them until this scene where I was like, okay, wait, we're back. Like, we're back on track with them.
This is it.
I mean, I've always been on it with Reese, but I'm back on it with Reese. Like, we're here. We're connected. We're joint. We're good. So.
Yeah. You're locked in.
So. Okay. There's 21 and a half minutes total of this recording. I don't know if we're going to have it all in there,
just pause.
But we'll play you the best bits of it, okay? But I'm going to play everything for Madeleine. Right. It's just a matter of the pears. There might be some bits that are boring and whatever, so. Anyway, okay. I am only 6 pages ahead of my last check-in, but Reese just keeps mentioning, and they keep bringing up Cassian and Reese and Feyre and everybody just keeps mentioning the fact of how Reese will literally give up everything to save everybody else, meaning his life, probably, okay? And I swear to God, girl, I swear to goodness gracious and all that is holy, that I will lose my shit, literally lose my shit, if anything happens to Reese. I mean that. I can't. I'm like slightly mentally preparing for something because I just feel like that's where this is going, probably. Obviously I don't know yet, but I'm mentally preparing, but also there is no way to prepare for something like that happening. So we're just going to see what happens, but I just hope that nothing happens to Reese because I'll be a mess. I will be a mess. So.
Sigh.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to it now.
You sound a little nervous. You're like, okay, I swear on my life.
Oh my God. I think I don't know if I mentioned it at one point in this recording, but at one point I was like terrified to turn the page. Like, I was just like, I cannot flip this page one more time.
Yay!
Like, I swear to goodness gracious, blah, 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 blah. I swear to goodness gracious.
You can't even
if
talk.
Something happens on this next page, I will lose my shit. Like, I just cannot. I cannot. So.
Yeah.
Bitch, the frickin' bone carver is the High Lord's son, my son, our son. Bitch, what the fuck? You're kidding. You're kidding me. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Oh My freaking gosh. Wow. Why?
Wow.
I don't know. Oh my god. Their son. Girl, it's their son. Okay. Oh my god.
You sound like you're gonna cry.
Okay. Another check-in. Page 276. All right. Just about to start reading chapter 27. Girl, this war stuff is crazy. It's crazy. So, oh geez, what just happened? So much has happened. So, Kyr, whatever the hell that guy's name is of Court of Nightmares or whatever, he knows about Valaris, or Valaris, however you want to say it. And wants access to help in the war. Yep.
Yeah.
Which pisses me off.
Yeah.
Then frickin'
hate that guy.
Eris, or however you say his name, shows up from the Autumn Court. Moore's pissed. I'm pissed. Everybody's pissed.
Yeah. I'm pissed off.
Alright, chapter 27. Okay. I just have to pause. I don't know where this is coming up. There's something coming up. So yeah, so far I'm just rolling with the punches of the war. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Planning and what's going on. Yeah.
That is something that I've noticed that's actually really good about this book is like her kind of like you're sitting in the war room with them. You know what I mean? Like it's really interesting.
Yeah.
Like all the moving parts and pieces that go into this. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm about to start crying. Like I'm.
Oh no.
The weight of what is being said right now in chapter 27, okay? I'm like shaking.
Oh
no! My god. I don't know if this should be making me cry or not. But I'm literally crying over this. Like, oh my god. Okay. So that part was, I don't know if you remember all the chapters and stuff, but that was them coming back from the Court of Nightmares, and Moore was pissed, obviously. And that was Rhys saying, like, he was asked something about if Amarantha showed up at the door right now and could offer you guys a way out or whatever, would you take it or something? And he was saying, like, something along the lines of, I absolutely would. Like, I would live the worst 50 years of my life again to be rid of this or whatever, however he worded it. But like, it just hit me so hard in that moment because I was like, Rhys, you don't have to do that. Like, I know he feels like he has to, and that's his character arc and whatever, I get it. But I'm like, bro.
Yeah.
You don't have to. You don't have to do that, first of all. And
yeah, I'm
just like the fact that oh my god, just the weight of what he was saying was a lot. And I was like, oh my god. So I was just crying. I was a mess.
Oh.
So, girl, this girl, Sarah, the author, okay? She really just wrote, where is it? She literally just wrote, chewing wetly. I have never been so appalled by words in my entire life. I don't like the sound of smacking, but now I'm just like appalled by imagining the sound of somebody smacking. Chewing wetly? Are you kidding me? That's disgusting. Ew. Oh my god.
Ew.
Okay, bitch. Hold on. Because I literally just read a little bit further.
Hold on.
They just said that they're the King's Ravens. Girl, I swear. Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes. Okay, so Elaine is basically getting visions. Confirmed. She's seeing things that are going to happen.
Confirmed.
She's not crazy.
She said, confirmed. Wow. She ain't
Things
crazy.
Are getting spicy.
Clock it right now.
Okay, girl.
I love how you start.
Page 345, chapter 34. I just read about the being in the depths of the library that killed or half killed the King's Ravens. Rhys then showed up, fucked them up. We found out Elaine was a seer.
figured it out earlier, though, girl. It's crazy.
Yes, you did. You literally said she sees things, and I was like, what's the word for that?
Also, I'm almost kind of thinking I'm shipping Elaine and Asriel. I'm starting to like Elaine again. Nesta, whatever.
She gets a lot more likable.
Girl, Reese fucked them bitches up. He fucked them up.
Yeah, he did.
Girl.
Period.
Lord. You hurt my girl, I hurt you 10 times harder. Oof.
Said you come into my house.
So good.
My library.
Things are happening, okay? Hybern has just attacked the summer court. Oh my god. Chills. I'm freezing cold right now. Chills all over my body. They just winnowed into the spring. God. Or not the spring. Oh god. The summer court. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Fighting is ensuing.
Yep.
Shivering. I'm freaking out. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. Wings shredded. Guts dangling out. Faces mauled. And Tarquin wants... Oh, girl. The way I want to wring Tarquin's neck right now. I'm so pissed. Alright, checking in. We are on page...
I'm so pissed.
410. They have just arrived for the meeting that is about to happen. We have met Callias, Thessian, and Hellion.
I was so excited for you.
Name.
Yes, Hellion!
I'm saying that right.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we've met them so far. Vivian's a vibe. I'm liking her so far. She's just a fun side character,
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna see what happens.
I was waiting for you to get to the meeting, girl.
And all of them, they've decided that they're not gonna hide their true selves for this meeting, so this will be the first time that they're kind of showing the world their true colors, so to speak, so... I'm nervous. We'll see what happens. I don't know.
You should be nervous, girl.
I can see Tamlin showing up, and there being a lot of tension. I'm not
there's
sure,
more than
though.
tension, girl.
So we'll just have to see what happens.
There's more than tension.
Okay.
I'm waiting for the line.
This next part,
God.
girl. So we're at the meeting now.
I've been waiting so long for you to get to this because, of course, we all know the line. But there's a certain line that somebody says where I'm like, I want her to read this so bad so that we can talk about
I don't know
this.
if I bring it up in this, but yeah.
Oh.
I'm sure I read the line. I just don't know if I talked about it. I might have, but anyway. Okay.
Here we go.
Okay.
Bitch, I freaking knew that Tamlin was about to show up. His sorry little ass. Girl. Okay. Things are gonna get spicy. Bitch, I'ma fuck Tamlin up. I'ma fuck him up. Bitch, he's using fighting words. I'm livid with him right now. Oh my effing fucking... Oh, girl.
Oh, girl.
There is no redemption story for Tamlin. I was hoping for it in the beginning, but I'm over it. I'm over it.
But now...
He just needs to go die at this point.
Yeah.
Narcissistic fucking dick. Literally. Fucking asshole. She really wants to just tear off his damn finger and feed it to the Midgard worm. I'm sorry. Feed Tamlin to the Midgard worm. Okay? I can't even say my words because I'm so fucking stuffed right now.
Here, take Tamlin.
Girl, have some... You're an artist, for Christ's sake. Just, have some imagination. Okay? Jeez.
Creativity, come on.
Okay. Tarquin's back on my good side. because he has
okay, we don't hate him anymore.
rescinded the blood rubies. So he's back on my good side, and we'll see where this goes from here. But right now, you're okay, Tarquin. You're okay. Okay. I'm trying to talk softly. But girl, Jurian just showed up. Oh my freaking gosh.
Wait, who just showed up?
Jurian just showed up.
Oh, at the meeting? Or
We're
where are
at when they go back to Elaine's lover's house in the human
Fiance, the castle.
And Jurian shows up.
Okay. Well, side note with the meeting, okay? Hold on, we gotta talk about this. Just a second. Because the line that everybody was talking about was when Tamlin says, oh, you know, that little sound she makes right before she, and then like Azriel, or is it Azriel or Cassian? Who tackles him? One of them tackles him.
I don't think.
And they have a full-on brawl.
That was Eris or something.
Am I thinking or somebody?
What's his name? Yeah,
somebody shut him up.
Azriel tackled Eris, which is the sun in the Autumn Court. Yeah. So that's who.
I can't remember exactly. I know a fight broke out. Oh yeah, because he was talking about more.
I don't remember anybody tackling Tamlin, but
does Rhys make him shut up?
Yeah, he takes over their minds, and that's when everybody clicks into place. Like, oh shit, Rhys is strong as fuck, and we shouldn't mess with him. Yeah, because he broke through their feet, their shields, and everything, and got them to shut up.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm gonna shut y'all up right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, when Tamlin came and he started saying all this stuff, I was like,
girl, I cannot even express to you how freaking pissed I was. Like, I think I mentioned it at the beginning of this book that I was kind of hoping for Tamlin to get some kind of redemption story going on, something to make him better. No, he's just a fucktard. He's just an asshole who doesn't even deserve to be existing. I'm just over him. And I don't see how Sarah could ever write something that makes him okay with me again. You know what I mean? Even if she does write a redemption story for him, I just don't see, even knowing where he comes from his childhood or whatever, back in time, all that business, I just don't see it ever getting better in my head. So, because you can't say shit like that and then just expect it to all be okay. Even if you apologize, that's where I'm at. Even in life, you said something to me, you can apologize if you want, but I'm never going to forget what you said to me. So you're always going to be on my bad side. That's why we have a thing called a shit list, and Tamlin's on that shit list. Okay.
Tamlin's got the number one spot on that list.
So yeah, I'm just, that.
You know it's bad when you got beef with
for sure.
With a
fictional character.
Who's not even real.
He's real in here.
She got beef.
He's real in here in my head.
He is.
He's real.
Yeah.
So I was pissed. Okay, so there's 15-ish, 20.
We are at the castle.
Yeah, so we're at the castle. Jurian just walked in.
Tamlin's a bitch. I knew it. I hate him. I'm pissed. Ooh, girl.
Okay, so that was it. So that was right before when Jurian walked in. It was the end of the chapter when Jurian walked in. So then now I have read to chapter 57, page 524. So we're literally in the last 150 pages of the book. And Sarah goes ham on them last 150 pages. So,
of course.
Basically what happened is, let me skim the book while I tell you. Because there's a lot.
Well, I know that when you and I met at Fable, I walked up to you and you had just read the line, Hybern's broken the wall or something.
And I was shaking. I was freaking out.
She was shaking like a leaf in that library or in that shop.
Yeah.
I woke up to her and I'm like, hey. And she looks up at me with this look of just despair, and I'm like, uh-oh, what part are you at? She's points to the page. Hybern just broke the wall. I'm like, ew, I just walked up at the worst time. I'm so sorry about that.
Okay, well, I can't find the exact page, but essentially what happened is they found out that Jurian's on their side. And so they convinced the humans to take in like people to protect them, whatever. And then Jurian's on their side and told them where Hybern's forces were going to be and all that kind of stuff. This happened after the wall broke, I think, didn't it? Or before? I think it happened after.
My timeline's a little shaky of when the exact things happened. I just know the big things, and I can't remember the exact order in which they happened.
It was, Nesta was at the, like, post-meeting. Nesta had a feeling that she was off. You know what I mean? And she was telling them, like, we feel off, whatever. The guys went, checked it out, couldn't find anything, whatever. Shortly after that, like the next morning, they were sitting down for breakfast or something. And that's when the wall broke. So then they did a quick, like, they went back to the night court. They did, like, let's get all of our stuff together, whatever. And then an hour later, they were gone. And they went to the house and told him, like, Hybern's broke the wall, taken survivors, whatever. That's when Jurian showed up, found out that he's on their side. And then now they know where Hybern's forces are. So now the war is, like, officially started, so to say. You know what I mean? So Feyre made a deal with that shadow thing in the depths of the library.
Do you know its name yet or no?
It sounds like Baymax, but it's not Baymax. Braxis.
Abraxas. I think it's what it is. Braxis.
Yeah, so that happened. The first thing was fought. They won. Braxis. That's great. The second fight is where I'm at right now. And it's Cassian, Azriel, Rhys are, like, in the thick of it, so to say. And Feyre, she's going to find the Suriel, is what she's doing. So that's where we're at. But Cassian's a badass. He killed somebody with a spear, so that was pretty cool.
Period.
Also, I'm pretty sure in the ACOTAR lore or whatever that I've heard, because I've heard things as it's been out and whatever, but Cassian and Nesta are a thing, and I'm pretty sure that's where the next, like, 4th or 5th book is. Like, it's their story, from what I've heard. Whether that's fully true or not, I don't know. I haven't read it, but that's what I've heard. But Nesta's still on my not so good side. Like, she's just one of those characters that I can't get behind. I don't know if it's, like, not that I relate to Feyre, but I just can't relate to Nesta at all. I just can't understand being a bitch just to be a bitch. Like, that just isn't in my DNA, I guess. So, I don't know.
Right. It's, the fandom is split on Nesta, for sure. Like, that's an ongoing battle of whether or not you like her or you don't. Right. And the people that like her love her, and the people that don't like her are like, she's rude, she's mean, she's, you know.
I think I like her for
it kind of depends.
Like, if their love is a thing. I think that could be an interesting pairing. He gives me vibes that he likes a girl that challenges him, so to say. So I think that they are good for each other in that regard. And he's a badass in war, so, like, I think he's good enough to battle Nesta, so to speak, you know? So, yeah, I'm kind of liking them. Elaine and Azriel, I'm really shipping them. Now, Lucian's back on my good side. Like, I'm good with Lucian now. I know that he's not truly the son of whatever the king or the ruler of the Autumn Court is.
The Autumn Court.
I don't remember his name.
Okay.
Baron or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's fun. I'm trying.
And Lucian's on the mainland right now, right?
He's
like doing negotiations.
He's trying
to
find
something.
the 6th queen.
That queen, that's what I thought.
That's what he's off doing. But yeah, I'm still trying to, because, like, the end of the second book, Lucian's like, oh my god, we're mated. And I'm like, okay, bitch, what the fuck? Like, that just hit me out of left field.
Time and place.
You know. So I'm still trying to figure out.
Give her a second to breathe.
I'm still trying to figure out how Elaine and Lucian are mated. I'm sure it has something to do with the fact that she's a seer and he's, like, a fox, is what they say that he is. That's why they gave him the fox mask, whatever. So he's not necessarily a seer, but I guess he's sneaky about things, or he learns things before they're, I don't know.
So you're in the thick of the battle right now.
I'm in the thick of the battle. It's the second battle.
Like they're
actively fighting. They're
killing each other.
About to be pummeled by Hybern's forces.
Head to head.
Like it's sounding like it's the three guys, Asriel, Cassian, and Rhys, against all of the Hybern forces. That's what it sounds like.
So how on earth did you stop reading?
Well, because
I don't know how you could stop there.
Well, it was when I was at your house. Like, we were reading a little bit beforehand. And I was like, we really need to record. Because I said that I'm going to read until, 2 o'clock or whatever time it was. So I stopped reading because we had to record.
So
it's not your fault.
My bad.
I'm just saying...
It's the pears' fault.
Listen, it's not the pears' fault either. I'm not blaming you guys for this.
Wow, she's blaming you guys. She's like, God, we had to record an episode for our pears out there to listen to.
I'm just saying.
I wanted to keep reading.
So, all that to say, this book will be complete very shortly because I have to finish reading it. And I don't know if I have any predictions for how the rest of this book is going to go. If I'm being honest. I'm kind of in that mindset of expect the unexpected because I never know. And I keep getting hit with I keep getting hit upside the head like them freaking tortillas the other night.
Yep.
Okay. I just keep getting hit upside the head and I don't know what's happening.
And you're blinking.
My hair's getting swept over my face. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Because think about how the last book ended, where it's like, okay, what is going on? And then suddenly Nesta and Elaine are there, and they get thrown in the cauldron, and they become fat. And it's like, what are you talking about? So that level of what the crap of the last book, amplify that by 100.
Yeah.
And that's this
book. I'm also curious if
we're
going to end on a happy note or not. And I say happy, objectively happy, because the second book, we ended, but Feyre was back in the Spring Court. So it's after the cauldron and all of that. And she's back in Spring Court, which is not a good thing, obviously. But objectively, that was a happy ending. You know what I'm saying? So I'm wondering if this is going to be the same kind of thing.
I got you.
Obviously, I don't know what's going to happen, but there's something about the carver, the bone carver being the son of the High Lord and Feyre. So I don't know, I don't know. Okay, the next book is the Frost and Starlight or whatever the heck it's called.
Frost and Starlight.
And it's book 3.5. It's a short whatever extension of this.
It's a little novella.
So it almost makes me wonder, maybe Feyre might be pregnant in that book, and then she gives birth in the fourth one, or the official fourth one, but it's the fifth one.
Or the
and that's the 9 months in air quotes, so to speak, of her being pregnant. She's stuck in the house in Valeris or Valaris, wherever she is, experiencing winter for the first time, whatever. And it's a nice segue, so to speak, into the I don't know. I don't know. That could be completely wrong, but I feel that has importance. The bone carver isn't just going to show up like their son and it not be something that happens in the book.
Not mean anything.
So,
right.
I feel like that's just got to happen eventually.
I get you. I get you.
Nesta's death, they've said that. So that also makes me think that her and Cassian are kindred spirits, so to speak, because Cassian is also death. If you've seen him battling on that battlefield, they were saying it's music to him. That's his favorite dance is a war. So I could see it being the same for Nesta, almost like Airman vibes, where it's she's a badass, but she doesn't everybody knows that she's a badass, but she doesn't just go saying I'm a badass all the time. She's not cocky about it.
Yeah.
She's a silent killer, so to say. I could see Nesta being the same vibe. Yeah. Silent killer type of. And Cassian's kind of the same. He puts on this front of, oh, I'm this chill guy. I'm funny. Haha, whatever. But then you put me on a battlefield and y'all will be sorry that you put me out here.
He's a killer. Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Yeah. The surreal. That's where we're at. So we'll see what happens. But.
Love the surreal.
Yeah, I'm very nervous.
Surreal's got all the tea.
Always. But I'm very nervous as to what's going to happen. It's going to shatter me.
Yeah.
I feel like there's
Yeah.
multiple things that could happen. There's a lot of things that are going to happen. It's just a matter of what is that? I don't know, but whatever it is, it's going to shatter me. So, anyway.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at.
I told you I texted Grace while I was reading this book, and I sent her a picture of a page, and I said, "You're paying for my therapy because what the frick is this?" She was like, like,
and I'm guessing I haven't hit that.
So you got to that,
yet.
huh?
So excited.
There's so much that happens. Like, I'm like, this part, this happens, and then it ends with this.
It makes me so,
and then you're left.
It makes me so nervous. I think it's the war part that makes me nervous, because even like TV shows and movies or whatever, when they show war, I like my heart starts racing. Like, I am notorious for putting myself in those situations. Like, when I'm watching a movie, I'm not crying because the movie is sad. I'm crying because I'm putting myself in that situation, and I'm thinking about how I would feel if I was in that situation. So the same thing is applying to these books, okay? I am in this war. I'm literally in it. And I am watching my brothers and my sisters go to war.
You're on the battlefield.
And I'm freaking out. I'm on the battlefield holding my damn book, like throwing it at the people. Hitting them upside the head with a paperback book. Like, that's going to do anything. Anyway, so that's,
I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you. I am with you. I am with you in this.
So, next episode, we might have an update. Maybe. Possibly. Because I imagine that when I start reading this, I'm not going to be able to put it down. So
You're not. You're not. Especially with you being where you are. You're just going to read until it's done. And you'll text me at 3 in the morning and be like, what the fuck?
It might be a voice memo more than likely.
Wait.
So
I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Sorry if I annoy you with my voice memos, but you'll probably be receiving some.
No,
from me.
I love your voice memos. I save them on my phone because I love them so much.
That's so nice.
So
yeah. So
oh my gosh.
Anyway.
Love it. Just love it, love it, love it.
Yep.
Are those your final thoughts?
Yeah. I don't really have anything else to say.
I think we'll be able to discuss a lot more after you finish this book, because it's kind of like before when you were reading and you didn't know that Reese and Feyre were mates. Right. And it was like, okay, there's this big thing that once you know about this, we can talk about all this other stuff. But until then, I'm like, you know? But then it's like, okay, once you finish this book, then it's like, okay, now you know everything. Let's talk about this stuff. So, which, dude, let me tell you, you love ACOTAR.
I know.
Throne of Glass is going to whoop your butt. Like,
I believe it.
Remember when I said when I read Sunrise on the Reaping, I was crying so hard I gagged?
There's tears in your book.
Yeah. There are some pages in there which I read in public on a cruise. Tyler and I were on a cruise and I read a certain part and I was uncontrollably shaking and crying and and in front of people. So I'm just really excited. And with that, the shattering, horrible thing that I read, I can't wait for you to read it. Like, it broke my soul. Here, you should read it too. I love because trauma is better when it's shared.
That's right. Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's like I take some of the burden off you and vice versa. So
actually, we probably just amplify it.
But you know what?
You know?
Let's go with the first theory.
It's okay.
You know, we're holding it for each other. You know, I'll hold this end, you hold that end. We'll be
holding.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay. Well, now that we're done with that little spoiler fest, what is something...
Yeah. Done with spoilers.
Done with spoilers. What is something that you are loving or hating right now?
Well, I kind of brought it up a little bit earlier in the episode, but the game Split Fiction It is by the same people that made the game It Takes Two, which Tyler and I played that, maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, something like that. And I like playing video games. I mean, sometimes. It really depends on the game for me. I like a story. I don't like a first-person shooter. I like something with a plot and puzzles and, something that pushes me but still entertaining. And It Takes Two is perfect because he's a bigger gamer, so he he plays all the things. So we needed to find a game that was what I liked, but also kind of hit what he liked and also challenged him and wasn't just easy. And It Takes Two was literally perfect. It had a great storyline, very unique, and you had to work together on puzzles to figure stuff out and stuff. Well, Split Fiction is their next game, and it's like that, but a whole other level. It is insane. The graphics are crazy. The plot is so unique. I love the story. And we were playing it for 2.5 hours last night. And I was just ready to keep going. And he goes, we should probably go to bed. And we look, it's 10:30. I'm like, it was just 7. And he was like, I know.
Wow.
I don't know what to say.
That's crazy.
So that's got me in a chokehold right now. But it's really fun because I like playing video games with Tyler and spending time with him in that way. I don't know. It's really fun. So it's rare there's a game that we can both play together that we both like. So I've been wanting to play this for a long time. So I'm really excited.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen that game that is the pigs? I've been seeing it on social media, but it's 2 pigs. And the specific scene that I'm thinking about is they are going down this slide. It's kind of looking like a picnic slide, whatever. And they go down the slide, whatever, and then they fall off the slide or go to the end of the slide and it shoots them out and down into a meat grinder. And then they come out the other end as hot dogs. And then it's the next part of the video game is making your hot dog and whatever. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't know what the game is called. I don't recall.
Never seen that before.
I keep seeing it on social media and I'm like, what does this mean? Why do I keep seeing this?
I've never heard of that
game. I don't know. If anybody knows what this game is, let me know. But I don't know. I just keep seeing it on social media.
What the heck? That is so weird.
I don't know. But
interesting.
Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
Okay. Well, let's see. I'm loving, hating, throwing up over ACOWAR right now. That's about all I'm going to say on that. I'm not heartbroken, okay? But I'm a little upset because you know how I have a cello, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So this last move, okay, we moved. I'm now in this new place. I had the movers put the cello where the cello is supposed to go. I opened the cello case last night because it seemed like it was off. There was something not quite right about it in the terms of this case feels a little too flimsy. And I opened it and the neck of the cello, there's the body, so to speak, and then the big long neck part where you have your fingers and whatever, completely snapped off the instrument. Completely snapped off. And the only thing that holds all the strings in is the tension of the instrument. So the bridge, which is where the strings rest on that little wood dome piece, whatever. And all of that, the strings are held in by tension. So it's completely unstrung. The neck is broken. All this stuff. I will show you a picture. So I'm not pissed because the cello was something that I played a lot in high school.
I am.
I mean, I'm pissed. I'm upset. But I'm not my life is over because the cello is something I played in high school and I honestly haven't touched it in a few years. So it's not it's my livelihood. I don't want it to be broken. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't know if you can tell.
Cellos are expensive. The picture.
This is the neck right here.
No.
And all of the strings have come off. I'm trying to get it to focus. This is a zoom in.
You can text it to me.
A zoom in of the neck. how it just like completely snapped off.
Oh
And then
my god.
this is like closer up on like the bridge has come off and all of that. So
did the movers
I think what happened,
throw your
I
cello?
don't think they threw it, because these movers that we've used them a million times. We've never had a single thing broken from them or whatever. So I think it was genuinely just an accident.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even know that it happened until I opened it. So I think it was entirely an accident. But I think what had happened was they put it on the moving truck, and then maybe there was a box or a stack of boxes or something that either shifted while the truck was moving and like pushed up against it, or it just, I don't know, somehow something shifted, and whether something was pushed up against it or the truck moved something and it whatever, and it just like, snapped the neck off. And so I've got to take it to a repair shop to get it fixed. And
the hospital.
Yeah, literally the cello hospital.
Its neck was snapped.
I don't know how much it's going to cost. They don't know until they do an estimate or whatever. It depends on, like, do they just use glue to fix it, or do they have to get replacement parts and stuff, or I don't know.
Right.
So I'm kind of thinking it's just going to be a glue situation, so hopefully closer to the 150 range.
That's tragic. Ooh.
But we're going to see what
sucks,
happens.
Dude.
So, yeah.
That sucks. Yeah. I know your pain, though. My, I wouldn't say it's the exact same, but the piano at my parents' house was moved out of my old house into a rental house, out of the rental house into the into my parents' current house, and then moved from a room upstairs to the basement. So that sucker moved like 6 times. I didn't do the math, whatever. Somebody do the math. That many times. I think it was moving it from, oh my gosh, I may even be thinking of a different piano. It was moving it from one house to the next. And before, we didn't get, like, there's professional piano movers that are just specialize in moving pianos because they're so cumbersome and heavy and stuff. Well, the first time we moved, it was like, my dad was like, hey, got a couple buddies coming over. We'll just lift it, roll it, whatever. Well, they go to roll it, and the legs like snags on a rock or something, and the leg just snaps off the piano. Oh, no. And they're like, ooh, that's not good. So for a while, that leg wasn't ever like screwed back into place. It was kind of just like set underneath the piano. Like, okay, well, if we just set it here, just don't move the piano, it's fine. Well, I'm playing piano one day and whatever, and that leg, like under the weight, just gives, and the piano lands on my lap. And I'm like, under the like, it like tilts onto my leg, and I was like, oh my God. Okay, we gotta get, and so my dad's like, okay, hold on. So he lifts it, puts it back. He like screws in like a block of wood or something, and like screws it into the base of the piano or whatever. It looks horrible. Oh I can't remember if we ended up getting rid of that thing or not, because the whole leg had snapped and it couldn't like stand up anymore. So that might be the piano that's still at my parents'. It might not be, but yeah, it also got its not its neck broken, but it broke its leg in a move. And it's very tragic.
Yeah.
Basically, if you're gonna move, either hire professionals or do it yourself.
Yeah.
Well, in your case, it was do it yourself. In my case, it was get professionals.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, we both picked the wrong one.
Definitely in retrospect, like every single time I've moved, I've always taken the cello with me, like in my car. And I probably should have done that this time, but I didn't. So that's on me. I take responsibility. But, you know, like I said, I'm not like dead. I'm not crying. I'm not, whatever. I'm peeved, but I'm not whatever. But
yeah,
silver lining, the place that we're thinking about taking it to get fixed or whatever, they also have a cello teacher. So maybe I'll start taking cello lessons again. That might be fun. So, I don't know.
That would be so fun.
I want to get back into music, and I've thought about joining the symphony here, or like putting in an application or something to join.
Ooh.
I don't know if I actually will or not, but it's just like little
really
things
cool.
like that where I'm like, a lot of the people in this symphony are like, they have normal jobs and then they come here for fun to play their instrument or whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see, but something to pass the time.
I love it. You join the symphony. I'll write a book.
Yes.
We'll do
I'll
it.
be your editor.
Because, this podcast isn't enough.
Exactly.
Exactly. Of an extracurricular, type of thing.
Exactly. Jeez.
Oh my goodness.
What's our tangent tally today? Is it still 30?
It's not actually.
Wow.
It's very
Is
low.
it really? That's crazy. That's insane.
I only counted 3.
Wow.
I'm pretty
That's like
sure.
3 times less than what it was last time.
Because, we talked about our...
Or 10 times less.
Yeah.
10 times less than what it was last time.
Yeah, that's because we're not sitting on my couch.
Yeah, unfortunately, we had to film this episode on a separate night because we got busy. I referenced the tortilla slapping thing earlier. Well, what had happened was we recorded the episode and then we had to stop because it was girls' night also. So the girls were coming over and we had like a little mini Olympics thing. And one of the things that we did was slapping each other with tortillas. And it was the best time.
Yeah.
But we just didn't have enough time in the day to record the second part and what we wanted to talk about. So
yeah,
but it's okay.
Because
it's okay.
It's okay. It's all right. Everything worked out the way it's supposed to.
That is right.
All right. Anything else? Anything else before I launch into this? Okay.
Nope. I don't think I got nothing else.
I was about to start and then you went, you want to do it.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'll stop.
I literally took a breath.
Sorry.
Be sure to follow us on your preferred. Be sure to not follow Briahna. Just follow me. Just kidding.
Anyway.
Be sure to follow us on your preferred podcast listening platform, as well as our Instagram at FunnyPairPod to stay up to date on all the latest news and releases. Also, let us know what you think of this episode and the podcast in general by sending us a DM, leaving a comment on our Instagram, or if you feel so inclined, taking a second to please rate and review this podcast on whatever you're listening on. It would mean so much to us, as those ratings and reviews will help us grow. We would love to hear from you guys.
All the links for where to find us are in the description below this episode. We love every single one of our pairs, whether you've just found us or if you've been here since the beginning. If you're enjoying what you hear and you just can't wait until next week, check out our past episodes and let us know what you think. A big thank you to all of our pairs for joining us in this episode and for helping our orchard grow. We'll talk to y'all again on Monday. And remember,
when you're the best of friends, having so much fun together, you're not even aware you're such a funny pair. What was with the head nod? I think I rushed a little bit. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I was like, when you're best of friends, having so much fun together.
That's because Madeline's like, this is the dumbest quote I've ever heard in my entire life. We just need to move.
No! It's the basis of our entire brand.
I'm kidding. I'm
My
kidding.
gosh.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Okay, girl. Well, I will let you go. And
oh, so sorry.
I'm probably gonna edit tonight, but I will let you know when I finish the book. I'll let you know as I'm finishing the book.
Please do.
So,
yes.
Yep.
Please do.
Yep. I will.
All right.
Okay. Well, bye.
Well, bye.